Okay, uh, today is April 29, 2023. My name is Joseph Biton. I'm 63 years old. My birthday was this month. I was not going to record anymore, but usually I record 2 hour lecture movies or so. But now I'm going to record maybe just maybe 10 minutes or something. Just this article that I wrote on April 27 and revised it on April 28 yesterday. It came out really good, so I'll just read that one. It's good to see. Maybe it's good to record just how I look, because I think the last video I did was maybe over a year ago, so I'm getting old, so I don't want to. I could just do just audio, or just film the article, and you can hear my voice as I read it. But I'm gonna do just one more. It's good to just to see how I look. Okay, so I'll try and read quickly. Olivia Newton-John read her memoir very quickly. I wonder if they speeded it up, or she just did it read fast. I mean, they say even some intellectuals have trouble reading. Really, I even met one doctor who was autistic, not autistic. I mean, dyslexic. He had trouble reading. So anyway, okay. So quickly, the title I give to this is April 28, 2023. Young Sheldon, The Big Bang Theory, Certain Celebrities, etc. April 27, 2023, which is when I began. Young Sheldon, Aliens question mark. There was a new episode of Young Sheldon today. It was a good one, but again, Sheldon may have been illogical. Today, by the way, today is Saturday. Um, he outsmarted the professors, pointing out that there may be life on other star systems. Have 100 billion stars in our galaxy alone. There is also a Drake equation which Gene Roddenberry knew. Montreal professor Hubert Reeves once said that we know the same atomic elements exist in other star systems. These combine to form molecules. The Grand Master of science fiction, Isaac Asimov, said that biology became a science when they discovered the structure of the molecule DNA. It is the basis of life. He is, of course, referring to Watson and Crick. They got a Nobel Prize for that. They told Sheldon other physicists would mock him, though he found one physicist who was more open-minded in the end. Actually, the other two physicists also joined in, though it seemed like they started looking at the search, and they were disappointed. It looked like it was going to be boring and hopeless. We know that Sheldon does not believe in God later in life, the Big Bang Theory, and even a child under the influence of his mother. But he gave an argument that if that life exists, that that life beyond this planet is possible. But don't you see that that is exactly what religion is, and what it was? Life may be simply people who left this planet in a kind of birth into another form of existence. We know solid can turn into liquid. After Einstein, we know matter can turn into energy. Also, Maxwell proposed non-visible electromagnetic waves, and Einstein proposed gravity waves. Both were later proven to exist. Uh, you know, it's good to make an analogy between birth and also going to the next world, because when we are born, um, we're supported by the lifeline from our mother, and uh, no one tries to stop the doctor from cutting the umbilical cord. That's where you get your oxygen and nutrition, and you cut it, and no one says, oh, you know what, if you do that, it's going to die. No, because we know that the person will start uh, breathing on their own and continue to live independently of the mother, just like we can leave the earth and um, In fact, I think they even have to spank the baby to make sure it's okay. But anyway, so the baby leaves the mother, and you cut its food and oxygen supply, which keeps it alive, and yet it goes on living. I think you have brain damage if you don't have oxygen for as long as 4 minutes even. Okay. The philosopher Spinoza argued that our soul or part of our mind existed before we came to earth and will exist after will leave the earth. He gave a very long and complicated proof, though I think if God exists, then it is self-evident. Hegel said that all philosophy begins with Spinoza. Really, I think maybe it begins with Aristotle, who was also the father of logic, and continues with the geniuses who developed his ideas, including Averroes, Maimonides, St. Thomas Aquinas, and many others. Even Maimonides praises the commentaries of Themistius and Alexander of Aphrodisias, which were before Averroes. I think also Aquinas did commentaries on Aristotle, not just Averroes did. And Gersonides and others did commentaries on Averroes, commentaries on Aristotle. These are called super commentaries, commentaries on commentaries. Again, life beyond this planet may be angels, demons, and God. We simply mean by God the being who is the greatest being alive. So there is always a God, though we may not see him. Aliens is just a modern term for life that is not on this planet. Though even on this planet we use microscopes to see microorganisms. They always existed, but we did not know it. Even the deep blue oceans may be somewhat unknown to us. Submarines have a limit how deep they can go. There was always a difficulty in defining God. Even Kant said we cannot define God, so he chose the ansialissimum, just the opposite of every predicate taken to infinity. But this is one way to define God, and it guarantees that there's God in some sense anyway. We just don't know the nature of God. Okay. Well, Maimonides said that the philosophers saw God as the intellect, the intellectually cognized subject, and the intellectually cognized object, and these were all form one simple notion, which is beyond our understanding. And he says that, I think for him, Abraham saw God as the mover of the heavens, and Moses saw God as the necessary existent. That's how you unify the religion with the Aristotelian philosophy. Okay. Okay. So Sheldon believes it is possible that there is life beyond this planet, but of course they may be superior to us, and that is exactly what God is. On Star Trek, they have the Prime Directive. This means that you avoid to interfere with inferior cultures, since contact can be disastrous. Hence, Sheldon may really believe in God. Actually, well. So in other words, there may be superior beings to us right now, but they don't interact with us. On young Sheldon, actually, well, on Star Trek, sometimes they contradict it, because sometimes they don't want to interfere with inferior cultures, but they want to accept the interference in their world from superior cultures. So there's a bit of a contradiction there.